after, about 3 months later, which would seem quickly for most people. But are we here to judge? No. Was anybody put on this earth and paid to judge somebody? No. We got pregnant with Emerson 3 months after everything with Grayson. We moved into our current home, which at the time our new home, because my daughter too, you guys take this into consideration, she was 5 years old and she was like, Mommy, we need a new house. Like, I think she was just depressed and wanted to get away from that house, and like her baby brother did not come home. So it was a very sad time. So we got pregnant with Emerson. Everything was going good. We kept everything off for social media. Literally, I was hiding from people. I'd be shopping in Walmart and see somebody I knew and like dodge behind some back, aisle so they couldn't see my belly. Everything was going good until about 24 weeks in, we found out I had very low fluid and Emerson's kidneys were abnormal. So clearly it's not the PKD. And clearly this was not just a mishap. This is something deeper. Something is going on. So the positive outlook for Emerson was that I was a little bit further along before all this started to happen. He was doing really good. And with Grayson, it happened a lot sooner. So we were like, okay, well, maybe this is something that, like, when he gets here, we can get to the bottom of it and it can be controlled or whatever it is that we need to do. I had a way more positive outlook this time. I'm like, it's going to be cool. December 25th, 2015. That's Christmas Day. I go to my mom's house. And I had been having some cramping, which contractions. But in my mind, I'm like Braxton Hicks type of thing. They got worse. As I'm there, I'm telling my mom, she's like, all right, well, we could go to the hospital. These gifts could wait. But as a mother, and in my mind, I'm like, no, this can't wait. Because my soon-to-be 6-year-old is going to remember her Christmas being spent in the hospital with mommy and another baby brother. Like, something not going right. I was like, no. We're not going, we're having Christmas. So, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I was in severe pain because I was in labor. But I ignored it for all of Christmas so that we could have a good Christmas, so my daughter could have a good Christmas. I put my pain and my worry on the back burner. And also, I think a part of me thought, if I don't go, this is not reality, this is not happening. Shena once again was home, and now we've rolled into the morning of December 26th. I didn't sleep all night. I tossed and turned. I was in so much pain. I had called up to the hospital, asked them questions, what should I do? And like, it didn't really seem like an emergency situation because December 23rd, I was just in the genetics office being scanned, and things were like pretty good. So at this point, it was getting worse and worse. It was getting to the point where, like, I couldn't even stand up anymore. And they were getting closer together, so I was scared. I called my mom. It's about 5:30 a.m., and she flies over. And I tell my husband, like, I'll call and keep you posted, but I'm going to the hospital to get checked. He, later on, ended up telling me he never went to sleep because, like, he knew something wasn't right. So, my mom was driving me to the hospital, calm but fast. Like, you know what? I have to give my mom so much credit because I know she was scared for me, and I know she was like hurting for me, and I know that she knew it was not okay. But she kept me calm. I love my mom so much. My mom is my best friend. And I don't know what I would ever do without her. You guys, wow. So she gets me there. And I have to fill out paperwork, even with contractions and stuff. I'm sorry, you guys. I like crying my makeup off, but I don't want to be sitting here looking ratchet either. So, got my beauty blender out. I got glitter all over my face at this point, whatever. So, they take me back and they scan me. Once again, they scan me a couple times. They don't say anything. The doctor comes in and she scans me. And I already knew before she said anything because it was taking way too long. She was like, honey, I'm sorry, but there's no heartbeat. second time in my life, that other half of my heart that didn't leave with me with Grayson left with me with Emerson, and I was done. I was just done. I was checked out. I didn't care about anything anymore. It was like F everything. And I became angry and irate and just no hope left for life at all. For my existence, nothing. I was very irate in the hospital. I was like, when are we going to get this thing going? Like, I just felt like the hours were just dragging on and nobody was doing anything for me. And at this point, I was like, when are we going to get him out so I can spend time with him and get my tubes tied and go home? Because I'm going home today. They finally get me into a room. Slowly, they get moving. And they're going to come in and numb me up for my C-section. And I'm like, I don't really feel like there's a need for the C-section because I feel so much pressure. I feel like he's coming out. But anyways, they start to numb me up for an emergency C-section, which, as you guys know, it takes like 20 minutes for that stuff to kick in. So they like wheeling me down. At this point, I had told my husband, wake up to Shena, have her drive you here. They were having some issues with my husband's car, so it took a minute for them to get to the hospital. And by the time they got there, I had already had Emerson. I had him naturally. I pushed him out, and he was stillborn. It's like, you guys, I swear, it's like I can see it. It's like I can see it, like it happened 5 minutes ago. So, at this point, they come in and they ask me and my husband if we want to have testing and if we would like to have an autopsy done on Emerson, something we didn't have on Grayson. So I'm like, yep. They draw our blood, and this time they tell us, we're testing you and your husband and the babies, all 30,000 of you guys' genes, because we got to get to the bottom of this. And I'm like, absolutely. Take me back to get my tubes tied. Of course, they ask you a million times, yes, this is something I want to do. I've buried 2 children. I don't want to keep dealing with this. I want to keep going through this. Tie my tubes. Like, I already have a child, and based off of this situation and the fact that we are blessed to have really good insurance where it's paid for, it's covered, you cannot tell me I'm not getting my tubes tied. So a lot of times they try to be like, you're young, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm 30. I'm not having any more kids. So they take me back an hour later, get my tubes tied, take me back to the room, and I'm like, when can I go home? And at this point, they're like, you need to calm down and, like, you know, start to heal. And I'm like, no, I need to grieve, and I want to go home, and I don't want to grieve here, and I don't want to be in a hospital again for 3 days with crying babies, with people who are happy that their kids are alive and mine are gone. I want to go home. So Emerson's godparents came up. So my other best friend, Alyssa, and her husband, they came up to say their goodbyes and spend time with him. My family and I were home by 4:30 p.m. that day. So December 26th of 2015, we lost Emerson, and March 7th of 2015, we lost Grayson. 2015 and 2016 were the worst 2 years of my life, and the worst 2 years for my family. It sucked. Once again, people are like, well, why would you guys get pregnant so soon after Grayson if he was so sick? Why would you guys do that? Why would you guys have more kids? It ain't none of your damn business why we decided to do what we did. But like I said, we were told that it probably wouldn't happen again. They didn't know. So genetic testing takes about, I think it took like 3 months for us to get it back. And they did come up with an answer. It's called ACE. And basically, it's the ACE gene. So I have an active copy that does not work properly. And this is what develops your kidney and gives you your kidney function. And then I have a copy that overlaps that copy that works good. So it picks up what this one lacks, if that makes sense. And then my husband has the ACE gene copy that it doesn't lag like mine, but basically he's a carrier of that copy. Mine is active and he's a carrier. There we go. And so because of that, so I have 2 copies, a non-active and an active. And then my husband has a carrier copy. I'm trying to like break this down so it makes sense, because when they first told us, we were like, huh? So basically what they told us is that Grayson and Emerson got my copy and my husband's copy, which is fatal. Had they only gotten one copy doesn't matter which one, they would have been fine. So basically they told us, like, you guys can have kids together, but you guys have to do in vitro. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's where they take your eggs, they take his sperm, they make a baby, they test it, and the ones that don't have those genes or only one copy, they place back into your uterus, which you could get pregnant with twins, triplets, you know, multiples, or just one. And if you guys don't know, in vitro is very expensive, and we were like, we are not rich. We don't have that kind of money, which in our case, I guess there's like funding and people that donate and stuff like that, but like, it just wasn't even a thought in my mind because we had been through so much, and I was like, dude, that train left the train station a long time ago. Like, at this point, I was like, I just need to be grateful for Selena. I don't even want any more kids. I don't even want to try, and I just feel so bad because I feel like my husband would have been willing to do it, but he also accepted not watching me go through anything like that again. I would be paranoid for 9 months of a pregnancy. There's just no way. And then people were like, well, why don't you guys adopt? Well, please, give me the money that it costs to adopt, and we will. That's also expensive, which, by the way, how can you put a price tag on a child that needs a home? I will never understand. So yeah, I'm like, how can you put a price tag on a kid's life? But anyways, that is our story as to what happened in our family with our kids and what ultimately brought me to YouTube and continue it. After Grayson passed away, I started YouTube to like have a hobby, have something to do, and you know, I've been told my whole entire life that like I'm decently good at makeup, so like I should just share it with the world, and people keep telling me like that I must have a message to send out. Well, and that I'm a strong person and I'm inspiring and I'm somebody to look up to, and although I just think that I'm just a person, like I'm just Shena, if I've helped one single person since I've started YouTube or since, you know, our stories of what happened with our kids, then I've done my job. I've succeeded. I have severely battled depression and anxiety. I have had multiple times of suicidal thoughts where I just did not want to go on. Like, I just didn't feel strong enough. There was actually one day where I literally sat down and wrote the end of all ends. And I don't even know what happened or why, but something like clicked. And I ended up ripping that up, and I looked myself in the mirror and I said, you are not done. This is not the end for you. This is not it. And you have to keep fighting. And if you can't do it for yourself, then you fight for the child that you have that is living, that looks up to you every single day. And I did, and I'm still here, and I'm fighting. I have good days, I have bad days, I have easy days and hard days. And I have days where I just don't want to do it, you know? But I do, and I try to stay positive. And I try to stay in a good mindset. I now battle with my depression and anxiety with no medication. Every day is literally a struggle, you guys. But I feel like this is the healthiest way for me to do it. I've gone to counseling. I am no longer in counseling because I just don't feel like anybody can help me with this. I have to help myself, and I know that now. I am by no means perfect at all. Very far from it. But like I said, I'm here. And I thank all of you guys for being positive. All of you guys who have rode with me through all of this. And like I said, I just want to say that whenever you have a thought in your mind... Sorry, I'm like looking out the window because I'm distracted because it's like a blizzard outside right now. It got dark and it is snowing like nobody's freaking business. Holy cow, you guys. But anyways, whenever you think about just being negative towards somebody, you need to step back and think, is it worth it? Do I have a reason for being so rude to people? Because you never know what somebody is going through. And negative and nastiness and poor comments is a form of bullying, you guys, and it just needs to stop. 2015, 2016, 2017, like the world is just changing and it is going to crap. And I don't know if some of you guys are oblivious to it, but it is going to crap. And we just don't, we need to come together and be there for one another. Whatever happened to encouraging everyone and like being positive and pushing everyone. We are all fighting a battle every day. Let's remember that. No matter how big or how small, who am I to say that my pain is any greater than the man that just wrecked his car yesterday and doesn't have any money to buy a new one? For that man, that's super depressing, and he is suffering because how is he going to get to work and support his family? We all have problems, and I feel like you need to take that in consideration, you guys. Be nicer. Be more kind. When you start your day with a positive mindset that I'm going to go out and I'm going to be kind. And yes, we have to deal with stupid people, and oh my goodness, do I have to deal with stupid people sometimes. We all do. I work too. And like I said, it's a struggle every day just to get through work sometimes because I'm ready to go off. But it's free to be nice to somebody. It doesn't cost anything, and it takes very little of your time. Very little. Put on a freaking smile and get your head out of your butts. This is a new year. Start out with a fresh slate. We can change. Is it worth losing friends and family? Is it worth having no one to turn to because you're such a nasty person? I don't think it is. And to each their own. We're all different. We all do things differently. There's no right or wrong way. It's the same thing with makeup. Stop makeup shaming, okay? Stop just shaming people in general. Yep, I wear a lot of makeup and I'm proud. I like my makeup. You know, I have been hated on for my brows because I wouldn't fill them in for you guys. And then, you know what? I became more open to the idea. But that was my choice. I did it when I was ready. You can't force people into things. There's a difference between constructive criticism and just being a jerk. Huge difference. Let's stop with being racist too. Like, what is this? We all bleed red, you guys, and at the end of the day, when we all going either to heaven or hell. There is no in between, or, you know, whatever your belief is. I'm not going to sit here and say that what I believe is the right way, so I don't want to put that out there, but all I'm saying is, like, we're the same. Some of us just have a tan, and some of us are more pale. Let's just love one another all the same and just stop all of this. So for 2017, you guys, I am challenging you to be more positive, and if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. And if you go to somebody's video and you don't like what the product is that they were talking about or the content that they put out, then don't subscribe. Keep it moving, because nobody's holding a gun to your head telling you that you have to watch a specific person. If you don't like what I do here on my channel, then you know what? Don't be here. Be here because you want to be here. So you guys, with all of that being said, I know this is like the longest rant video, cry video, and just the longest video in general that I've put out in a while, and I appreciate all of those of you who have stuck with me until the end. I love you guys so, so much, and thank you for everyone who has supported me from the beginning. When I started filming in my dark bathroom on a cheap camera and no lighting and poor makeup quality, I have come a long way, and for that, you guys, I am proud of myself. I don't need anybody else to be proud of me. I'm proud of me, and I will get there. Slowly but surely, I will get there. So thank you for watching. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on all social media, which is linked down below. And you guys, don't forget to put a smile on your face, because it is truly the best makeup you can wear. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.